Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and tonight I'll have the best till last. The chapter of the day for me was Black Clover. Black Clover chapter 52 dropped today on the Viz Media release. I know Nobody's Scanlation leave it a bit later. God knows why, because it's an amazing chapter. I thoroughly enjoyed it, as I'm sure you will when you get a chance to read it, whether it's raw or it's translated. So the first thing I do want to say is, have you seen that cover page? About time. Black Clover's getting a big push. I really like that. It's going from strength to strength. I can only see it getting better, and hopefully very soon we'll get to see an anime. But without further ado, let's get into this amazing chapter's review. So point number one, with the introduction of the three individuals, they turn out to be all captains. We get to find out information about all of them and their slight motivations and how they're linked to Yami. The first one is the Zaraki Kampachi looking guy, who's actually quite a character. I've made some notes on him, so I'm just going to kind of go through them. So he starts off by saying, Yami, you taking all these fun characters to fight yourself. Any of these worth cutting? Yami's like, no, they're not worth cutting. He goes, no, I know you're lying now. Don't be holding back on me. He goes, do you think I should take the opportunity to cut you too, Yami? And he goes, no, there's no need for that. And he goes, yeah, like I do that. I'm going to wait for you to be 100% before I cut you. So it just proper reminds me of Zaraki Kampachi, the way his attitude is about cutting people, wanting to fight people at their full strength. That's just me. That's how I think about this guy. And what's crazy about this guy is he's a captain, and his name is, they refer to him as Jack the Ripper, but he's the captain of the Green Praying Mantis Order, and he has high-end destructive capability, and he's the severing or the cutting magic user. So he gets excited. The battle lines are starting to be drawn. He picks his own opponent. He picks Beto the Despair, so the beast looking dude who could read chi, who broke Yami's sword. He goes after him. He goes, hey big guy, and he throws this epic looking move, the Death Side, which even catches Vito by surprise. So this guy is nothing to be messed with, and that guy is like, oh, you're from the praying mantis, or who cares about a bunch of insects? He goes, you shouldn't underestimate insects. That fight is going to be amazing. Let's move on to point number two. So point number two, the second captain, the lady, was actually introduced as officially. Now we did see her originally in the capital. You know, in the capital invasion arc, she was there getting awarded for her merits. Now it's funny, we get to see her banter with Yami as well. So the previous captain saw her Yami as a rival and wants to fight him for his strength, because they were talking about how Jack the Ripper and Yami once destroyed a mountain, and while they were fighting. This is a different story. So we find out a little bit more about her, but basically she goes, get off your ass, and he goes, oh no, I don't know, I think the ground is infatuated with my ass. He goes, yeah, right, like that's ever going to be the case. So there's that banter there. So Yami says, so he goes, no, with that kind of attitude you're never going to get married. And her response is, oh, my partner is the battlefield. And Yami's like, oh, how sad. What's funny is this whole time she actually likes him. She's got feelings for Yami, which is a funny banter. It's that all cute first school, middle school type of crush type of thing, where you mean to the person you like. It was kind of cute that's how it came across. But she's actually the captain of the Blue Rose Knights, and she's known as Charlotte Rosalie. From what I can see of her, she looks like she's got thorn magic, and she sets up to fight Liar, the guy who basically looks like he's bored, and he's got the copy magic. So what I've gathered from what I can see, though, he has to touch your grimoire to actually copy your magic. So if you're using a thorn, that's probably going to be a bad matchup for him. I can't wait to see how that goes. And he basically says to her, liar, he basically says, or disloyal, I think they call him disloyal or liar depending on the translation, but he says, if I beat you, you're going to have a drink with me. And she basically responds, well, that's not going to happen then, is it? So she's confident in her ability. Being a captain, she is powerful. I can't wait to see how this one goes. So there's two interesting fights already off the bat. It looks like you know who's going to be the third. Now point number three, so as soon as I think it, makes me laugh because of who he is as a character and how the conversation was going. So the third character, as we know, is Nozel Silver, the captain of the Silver Eagles. His magic is basically around Mercury. which is poisonous as well, mind you. And you know, he thinks he's a very elitist, pompous kind of guy. But in the background, Asta and Yami are having conversation about his hair. He goes, how does he get his hair like that? Do you think he's got a servant that does it for him? Ugh. And then someone else is like, no, I think he does it himself. He goes, that's weird. And basically this pisses off Nozel, and he's like, do you want me to bury you? Basically kill them. And then he's like, no, don't waste your energy on foreigners. Don't worry about us, we're fine. And basically he sets up to battle Fana. Now this is one thing one of the viewers, one of the YouTube community, one of the YouTube family, the way I see it, you know, the YouTube anime manga community and family for me, mentioned that Fana was actually in one of the earlier arcs. She came in a flashback to do with Mars, you know, the character that had two abilities, a flame one and like a kind of a diamond one. He was a girl. She was a girl. She was the girl that was there then. So an interesting point out. I did, as soon as it was mentioned, I thought, oh yeah, I remember her. So it did kind of slip my mind, but that's actually a really good shout, guys. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Now this fight is interesting because Nozel sets up to fight Fana, and being that she's fire, she actually initially starts looking like she's winning. She burns through his mercury, which people are surprised about. And Nozel like laughs it off and goes, this isn't shit, this isn't nothing. Because who do you think I was competing with all these years? So what that basically means is he's talking of Fuego Familian, who he was his cousin and his rival, the fire dude, the leader of the Crimson Panthers. He's basically saying that she's a nothing compared to him. I guess the fire, you know, sylph or fairy will probably give her the edge, but it's kind of undeveloped, so to speak, so we'll have to see how that goes later on. But that battle, it's going to be something. Mercury versus fire, all hell's going to break loose, which sets up point number 4. So everyone else point number 4. So everyone else that's watching are literally in awe, other than Yami, who's really nonchalant about the whole thing, to be honest. Finral's like even commenting that these guys are like natural disasters. It's crazy watching this. Now, basically, like he's talking away and he's like, yeah, you know, you captains might be strong, but you know, they're nothing compared to us because we're loved by mana. And then the comments on the fact that Asta's got that grimoire, it being a mistake, and it can't possibly be his, really, now they want it back. Now that's interesting because I want to see, because he kind of saw that and reacted before. It's interesting to see who it originally belonged to. Was it one of the original members of that clan he's making reference to? Was it an ancestor, or could Asta actually be an inheritor of that kind of like a, you know, one of the legacies, I guess? Because he's an orphan, we don't actually know what's going on with him, and we don't know the situation with Gauche. That's another mystery that we've got to find out. Now Yami's talking to Finral, he goes, have you got enough energy to get back? We're going to make a move in a bit, but we've got one less thing to do. And the one less thing is Yami going in for the attack. He goes, I've weakened you, I might as well finish you now. He comes in for the attack, but like he's ready for him. Like, because he goes, I knew you was going to do that. And he's got this massive charge ready to go and attack Yami. However, that's point number 5. So point number 5, the best part, the finale. As always, like Black Clover, we like to leave it explosive at the end, and really I have no idea why this isn't doing more popular and why people aren't really jumping on this bandwagon. But through the smoke, who else but Asta, boom, with his big ass sword, ready to take a chunk out of light. They couldn't detect him. Why? Because he has no magic. So basically Yami says, if you could sense chi, it would not be impossible. While you believed I would attack, I believed in this idiot who's got no mana, is never going to give up. And then we see an attack, and it looks like literally the attack hits like, but like's bending like a, I don't know, jelly, I guess, around it, just cutting, and he's literally forming around the sword, and that's literally how it ends. Dude, if Light doesn't get his ass kicked and he's not torn in half by the end of this, I really don't know what he's made of. Maybe he's made of sea stone, or like the stuff the poneglyphs are made of in One Piece. But that's crazy. A crazy ending to the chapter. A really enjoyable chapter for me. this is amazing setup and hype at the end. So for the setup, I give it a 7. For the hype at the end, I give it a 9. I'm really loving the hype. We'll say meet in the middle. We'll call it an 8 out of 10. Amazing end to the chapter. Amazing reintroduction of Nazel, even though he's a prick and I don't really like him too much. The guy's powerful. You cannot deny that. And we get to hear more about these captains. So we've been introduced to a few more. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I think that's 5 of them that we've seen so far. I might be wrong. We might have 6. But amazing chapter. If it's something you enjoyed about this review, give me a thumbs up and leave it in the section below. If there's something you dislike, give me a thumbs down. Let me know how I can improve. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I normally leave a button up here, but just please subscribe. I'll leave it in the description below. And I'll see you next time. Peace.